There's a word that I want to surgically amputate from your mind. If I could just reach right in there, grab it, and take it away so you'd never know it again, it would be the word scale. I hate it with everything inside of me. And I hate the people that use it because they don't understand what they're doing. It's a pernicious lie. And the problem is what they're asking you to do is begin to execute on a framework that's actually going to make you irrelevant. The concept of scale flies in the face of all things that could be profitable. If it scales, the profit potential decreases in direct proportion to its scalability. That's what scale means. Profit exists where there's inefficiency. The profit that you experience as an entrepreneur, a business owner, even a technician or freelancer, the profit that exists within the confines of all that doesn't scale. So if you want to make money, you have to find the things that don't scale, especially in the world of AI. And this, by the way, this isn't a byproduct of AI. AI simply amplifies the inefficiency in the scalable model, let's say. But if you find the things that scale, anything that scales means that it's hyper efficiency. Efficiency creates commoditization. Commoditization means a complete and total drop in the value of whatever it is that you're offering. So stop looking for the things that can scale. Anything that scales will eventually, and by eventually with AI, I mean right away, become so margin thin that it's an instant race to the bottom. And you've seen this in every single industry that exists. Anything that people have been chasing, from agency, professional services, e-com, SaaS, all of the scalable models will move themselves into a position of complete and total commoditization. Now, some people benefit from that, right? Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, because they're trillion-dollar organizations and they have the mechanisms that allow them to benefit from the scalability of those models. It's what Jeff Bezos said. He said, your margin is my opportunity. So what do we do? If you're a small business owner, if you don't have a trillion-dollar brand, or a billion-dollar brand, or a $100 million brand, the goal should be to find things that don't scale. Because within the confines of that which doesn't scale, you're going to find massive profit potential. And you see this everywhere. But it means doing the work that other people don't want to do. It also means giving up on the Tim Ferriss 4-hour workweek dream. It's horseshit. If that were possible, you'd see it more. People wouldn't be selling the education. They'd actually just be doing it themselves. So go off and find everything that's hard, arduous, tedious, difficult. Anything that frustrates you should excite you. As an entrepreneur, frustration equals excitement. Because if you're frustrated at how difficult something is, well, congratulations, you just found something that doesn't scale. And if you're looking for the next big business opportunity, look inside your own business. Look at everything you don't want to do, everything that's hard, everything that stops you in your tracks, everything that stops you from scaling. That just became the business. Whatever it is that's difficult about your business just became your business. That's where the opportunity is. So if you want to know where the real profit centers are, they're where scale does not, cannot, or at the moment will not exist. Now, you can reverse this thought process, by the way. If you want to begin to catastrophize, or more appropriately, let's say that you want to begin to de-risk your business, project yourself into the future and start paying attention to the things that are beginning to scale, right? So I'm a graphic designer and I provide logo creation. Well, 20 years ago, logo creation was $50,000 to $100,000 process. You flash forward to today, and AI is pumping it out every fraction of a second. Now, you can make whatever arguments you want to make to me about the value between those two things and, the disparity and who is doing a better job. I don't care. The truth is nobody's getting 100 grand for logo creation any longer, right? Very, 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 very few people are doing that. And so you can begin. Now, 5 years ago, I could start to project myself into the future and realize, man, some of the online mechanisms that are providing logos, either in directory, repositories, or automatically are getting so good, I need to start zooming myself out of this business. Where else can I go from a non-scalable standpoint that's going to ensure I have some staying power? We're seeing that right now in web design. I used to do web design. It was one of my very first businesses. I feel like all digital marketers start in either web design or SEO. And you could get 100 grand for a website easy. And then 100 became 50, 50 became 10, and 10 became now, I don't know. People are still willing to pay you some amount of money just to hold their hand to the process, but I can literally code a website with a prompt. So if you're in web design right now, or that's one of your bread and butter services, you want to start looking at what's the non-scalable facet of this process. And you know what it might be is just content creation. Right? So they have the website. Website's beautiful. But how is it that we're going to create the content that resonates and converts on a granular level? And you might say to yourself, well, Qasim, that's promptable too. But it's not promptable to the degree that the website is promptable. So you would be zooming yourself out of that which is scalable, but on the horizon you would still see the same commoditization. And this is never going to stop, by the way. We're climbing a muddy hill. AI is eating proficiency faster than anybody can outrun it. And so you want to just see where you are on its assembly line. And the closer you are to, the fiery furnace where all commoditized services go, the faster you want to run in the other direction. So stop looking for things that scale. Stop trying to build things that scale. Stop telling each other, I'm not going to do that. That doesn't scale. The things that don't scale are the things that are going to make you money. And by the way, this is stuff you never want to do. This is cold calling, pounding the pavement, knocking on doors, sending direct mail. This is creating content. Doesn't scale, right? Like I know I could record me and I can automate my face and my voice and make it say a whole bunch of shit. But the truth is at the moment, as it stands right now today, it doesn't resonate to the same degree, right? This is a non-scalable utilization of my time that I'm putting forth because I know that the returns are outweighed, because I'm willing to spend the time, effort, energy, money in order to produce content that positions me to receive your attention, which, by the way, is immensely valuable. Guess what else doesn't scale? Maybe the least scalable commodity in the world is attention, your attention. You can pay attention to one thing at a time. That's a scientific truism, by the way. For all you people that think you multitask, you absolutely cannot. And it's been proven. Go Google it. Regardless, you need to start paying attention to which of your resources don't scale and using those as though they're precious, precious commodities. And how do you build businesses that can continue to profit in a world where everything is being processized, automated, AI'd? It's an interesting conundrum because on one hand, as consumers, we're looking at the whole world and we're like, gosh, on a long enough timeline, everything's going to be free, which is great from a consumer perspective. From a producer perspective, how do you survive that? How do you survive that? You find the things that don't scale. Stop looking at what AI can do. Go look at what AI can't do. That's the key, right? If AI can do it, it's worthless. I get all these messages from these marketing bros that, the direct LinkedIn outreach, like, hey man, check out this thing that I built using AI over the weekend. I'm going to have a 6-figure business with this AI. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, if you can do that, so too can anybody that you're going to sell the output to. Stop paying attention to what scales. Stop paying attention to what AI can do. Stop being lazy. If you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to niche down into what doesn't scale, and that's the thing that's insane, is profit potential is unfreaking believable for people who are willing to do the things that don't scale. But it runs counter to everything that we all think we want. Everybody wants to be a SaaS business owner or have an e-commerce store or, make money while they sleep. Well, guess what? That was a 20-year dream that was allowed by the miracle that was the internet, and the private equity firms bought all of it. Literally all of it. And if anything they don't get, they will get on a long enough timeline, I promise you. So quit playing these games with yourself. Quit pretending like there's a secret lotto ticket of a business that you can build that's just going to pump out money while you sleep. It's not going to happen. It's not a practical reality. Instead, be willing to roll up your sleeves, do the work, do what doesn't scale, and then what you can do is you can build a process around that using really amazing people and slowly lift yourself out of it. That's the true path to freedom. You don't want to hear that? That's okay. That's the truth. Look around and tell me otherwise. Look around at people that really have money. I'm not talking about the douchebags with the San Diego beach house that they got on Airbnb and the Turoed Lamborghini. The people with real wealth. Pay attention to the people in your life with real wealth. And I promise you, without a single exception, if it was an inheritance and lottery, they were doing something non-scalable. Make your money the dumb way, $1 at a time. But if you can systemize that within the confines of that which doesn't scale, you can find growth opportunities that look and feel like scale. And y'all, you don't need, that's the other thing, is everybody's aiming at, I want $1 billion, $100 million. Just get to your first million. When you get to your first million, get to your first 10. Like once you begin to do those things, once you reach those thresholds, the door and window of opportunity opens up and you start to see the exponential possibility available to you when you have those resources. Until you have them, stop going for the moonshot. Take the small steps. Take the small steps, do that which doesn't scale.